We're at the start of the pumping for the water for the sprinkler system. This is the pumping station and the engine. Water. Precious water. Welcome to Northwest Kansas. You are looking at a center pivot irrigation system in the middle, and yes, you are standing on top of the Ogallala aquifer, the world's largest known aquifer, which lies under 8 Midwestern states from South Dakota to Texas. In the United States, groundwater is being withdrawn from aquifers 4 times faster than it is replenished. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, this huge aquifer supplies 1/3 of all groundwater used in the U.S., turning this Great Plains into the world's most productive agricultural region. I'm standing in this field today with an area producer in Cheyenne County, Kansas. Welcome, John. Please tell the viewers about the crop that is being watered.
The crop is winter wheat, planted in October.
This is November. Why are you watering in November?
Because we haven't had any precipitation for 6 weeks.
Will you please discuss with the viewers the water rights and any restrictions concerning the water usage?
Water rights are established, were established when the well was put down. Water rights vary quite a bit by whatever was proved up by the producer. Currently there's proposals to restrict the water rights. Our wells, we have good wells. This well's pumping 600 gallons per minute. But on this particular farm, the water rights are not, there's 208 acre feet for 2 pivots and a 90-acre pivot, which then that's not very much water per pivot. Anyway, so the wells are 300 feet deep, produce around 650 gallons per minute.
Who governs the water usage?
The Northwest Water District.
How are you conserving water as a producer?
Well, we conserve water by no-till farming, and we don't pre-irrigate crops usually, and we try to conserve all the moisture by leaving the residue on the top of the ground and not destroying the residue and not working the ground up.
How do you control the weeds?
The weeds are controlled by chemicals.
What crops do you grow and which require the most water?
Currently, we grow corn, soybeans, and wheat, and corn by far takes the most water.
How much water does this single center pivot system use in one growing season?
Depending on the crop, the wheat, hopefully you would get enough natural rainfall to supplement the wheat, and it wouldn't take very much. The corn probably would take up to maybe 18 inches per acre, 18 inches of water.
Okay, well, thank you, John, for talking with us today.
Yep.
Are you concerned about your water resources? Hi, my name is Darla Deeds, and this is my media presentation for literature and the environment. It is my goal for this media presentation to raise awareness for the Ogallala aquifer, the largest aquifer in North America. Our study in literature teaches students values of nature, its environment, and cultures, and discusses the links that we must make in order to improve our lives on this earth. Every year, more than 5 trillion gallons are pumped out of the Ogallala aquifer for irrigation on the high plains. 12 billion gallons a day. When will it run out? You are in northwest Kansas, elevation nearly 4,000 feet, a semi-arid climate. This is the Beaver Creek, dry since the 1960s after years of irrigation. This area was once a source of life with Indian encampments, a center for social gatherings in the 1940s, and later called Beaver Gardens used for camping and fishing. Beaver Creek, once fed by natural spring waters, gave way to technology of the center pivot irrigation system prevalent in 1965 to 1970. The trees are now dead and falling, and any wildlife left here must get water from livestock tanks. An all too familiar scene in Kansas, where the aquifer has declined more than 60%, and in some parts is already exhausted. With the technology of the center pivot in the 1960s, the decline has increased, and there is little chance of any recharge. Now, groundwater in Kansas is owned by the state, not the landowner, and water rights are granted to property owners. Irrigated land in Kansas produces circles of grain, and these producers are urged to keep on pumping by seed salesmen, equipment dealers, and chemical companies, indifferent to the effects on the underground aquifer. None of the 3 water districts in western Kansas has agreed on a plan to cut pumping. I called the Northwest Kansas Water Management in Colby, Kansas, and spoke to them. This area is governed by a board of representatives, and all 8 of these are farmers. I also learned that every irrigation well in the nearly 4,000 wells in the area has a meter to be read by the farmer himself. What? How well is this going to work? An honor system for a successful crop and profit. Julie Baer, author of the Ogallala Road, a farmer from Sherman County and an advocate for protecting the Ogallala aquifer, states that local control is not working, and it is the government who should be regulating the water, not the farmer. The farmer uses all the water he needs for his crop. The Union of Concerned Scientists gives warnings, as stated in our textbook, Literature and the Environment, on page 460, and presents actions that we as citizens must take to protect ourselves. We must give high priority to efficient use of water. Obviously, water management is not working. Southwest Kansas and the Texas Panhandle are in immediate danger, while northwest Kansas, eastern Colorado, and southwest Nebraska areas display serious decline in the aquifer. For any positive change, I am calling for effective control of water use by the states, allowing a limited number of wells per farming operation. Producers and government must take a proactive approach. Sustainable crops grown with an annual rainfall of nearly 20 inches have proven to be productive on these high plains. This water is precious. Why exhaust it all on water-thirsty crops, overproducing crops such as corn and beans, only to create huge piles on the ground with insufficient profits? I would urge each of you listening today to contact your local water management and to be informed of what is in your drinking water, its source, and how it is regulated, and who is using it. For further reading, I would recommend Ogallala Blue Water and Life on the High Plains by William Ashworth, The Story of a Crucial and Dwindling Resource, An Invisible Ocean of Fresh Water Under the High Plains. A Sand County Almanac by Aldo Leopold. The Ogallala Road by Julie Baer. To the Last Drop by Laura Parker, National Geographic. Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. And Literature and the Environment by Anderson, Slavic, and O'Grady.